How are you?
Hi, Pamela. I'm really good. How are you?
Well, congratulations. What a beautiful film. This directorial debut is outstanding, Jack.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so
Um,
much, Pamela.
I'm so excited to see what we're gonna see from you in the future, but I want to know your first time as a feature stepping behind the camera. What did you learn from this experience as a creator?
To go with your gut, to not sacrifice your integrity for a buck, be willing to walk away. I think that happens too much in today's world. Is too many visions are sacrificed, and too many people are asked to relinquish a certain thing in exchange for something else. And I believe that the art is very much the vision or how something is conceived, and the conceptual aspect of something like this is so important that the minute you lose one thing, it's a domino effect. So we had three very important things that I wouldn't sacrifice. One is black and white, one is the period, and the third was Michael Pitt. Without any one of those, I think we wouldn't have had this movie we've made right now. So I love what we made, and I feel so, inordinately proud of the movie. And I know that everyone who was a part of the film feels the same way, which is lovely.
Yeah, you should be. I mean, you could see the detail down to the frames, in Ron Perlman's office, the way that the film flowed. And, for the people that watch Boardwalk Empire, this was a bit of a Boardwalk Empire reunion. You had
Yeah.
Steve Buscemi, obviously Michael C. Pitt, who you said you just, you wouldn't do the film without. Um, when you wrote this, did you have Michael in mind? Did you have Steve in mind?
You know what? Every word was written with Michael's voice in my head. The film wouldn't exist without his voice in my head. My grandfather said 90% of making a film is casting, and no words have ever been truer, because I don't think the film works without Michael. You needed that absolute sort of from one side, this rather hard, weathered exterior, someone who feels like they've lived a life. And on the inside, when you look into his eyes, you need to see the vulnerability, the sort of pathos, the childlike quality that Michael has in spades. So, that was written absolutely. Steve was actually two characters that I turned into one, and I was like, well, wouldn't it be a dream if Steve came on board? And we were told that never in a million years would he come and do something like this. So I called him, and he said, when do you need me? And I said, 3 days from now. And he was like, I'll be there. I mean, no one more gracious, no one kinder, no one better. I mean, one of the great actors. And we kind of had that across the board. I had to fight a lot, but every single, I mean, Nicolette, what an absolute find and a gift she became and was. And I knew it in my gut that she and Michael would have that chemistry, and on screen something would just pop, the history. But I mean, we got Ron Perlman, we got John Magaro, we got Joe Pesci. Come on, man. It's
Yeah, no,
unbelievable.
and that scene, when Michael's speaking to Joe as his father
Yeah.
is so powerful. I'd like to talk about filming that fight scene.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that? I mean, obviously this is a full like day in the life, a day in the life of Mikey, the Irishman. So can you talk
Mm.
about the fight scene and the
Yeah.
complication and challenges with that?
Absolutely. Well, I didn't want to make a boxing film. I wanted to make a film about a boxer. So I wanted to experience the life of Irish Mike before I got to the fight, because I wanted an audience, whether you like boxing or not. This isn't a boxing movie. You can dislike boxing immensely and come to this film and love it, because you go on this journey. So by the time you do get to the fight, you're in his corner. You've gone on the journey with him. You understand his life. You understand his past. You understand he's the underdog, the sort of redemptive journey that he is taking, this journey of forgiveness. And we only had a day and a half to shoot that fight. So, if how long it usually takes to shoot boxing scenes, matches in previous films, that's, a tenth, if not a hundredth of what most, big budget movies get. So It was all about trust. It was not only was Mike in just the best condition, had been training for a year, if not the better part of a decade,
Right.
but it was he and Cameron, who was opposite him, they pretty much made contact and fought, but they would just go for rounds, and I would point cameras and get my shots because I had the edit in my head, and it was like, don't ask me questions. I promise I know what I'm doing here. I know this is the point. I hit all the moments, all the beats. And somehow we managed to get that entire fight in a day and a half, which we're all pretty damn proud of.
Yeah, you should be. How long was the entire shoot itself?
20 days, 20 days.
20 days. Wow.
Yeah.
1 day and
yeah.
20 days. Jack, they're telling me to
Yeah.
wrap up, but
Oh.
congratulations. And again, is this the beginning of seeing this almost like a click you see in Hollywood, directors and actors working together? Is this the beginning of something for many
I
projects?
mean, I can only hope. I mean, we're the underdog. Our film's the underdog. Films like this don't get made that much anymore. And I wish they did. So I implore people to come out, turn up for this film, because they will have an experience. They will feel something. And this film is the reason I fell in love with cinema in the first place. So I want people to have that experience and be inspired. So I hope they do, because we need it.
Yeah, we need more human experience stories.
Yeah.
Jack, congratulations again, and we
Thank
look
you
forward to
so
seeing you
much.
behind the camera and just all the time on the camera. Love it.
You're the
That's
best.
great. All right.